Hey Dave, how'd it feel writing Mookie Betts' name back in the lineup today?
It made me a better manager. Already. No, I'm excited. Certainly after that game last night to infuse a fresh body is certainly helpful too.
And Billy McKinney at first base, how much work has he got over there, and what can we kind of expect from him
No,
there?
he's played a lot of first base. That's kind of just hasn't done it a whole lot. Obviously this year with us, but he's played a lot of first base. So trust the defense and feel good about that.
And obviously you have Mookie back, and I guess the good problem to have is kind of back. How does this kind of affect other players and kind of the playing time and stuff like that?
Um, I think what it is you've got three outfield spots. You've got four very good players. So I think it's just me divvying up playing time, giving rest to each guy, which they're going to need it at some point. So kind of a little bit of a rotation, but I've got some good options.
And you guys brought up Darren Nunez. Where are you guys kind of with the bullpen today after a long game yesterday?
Yeah, well, we're going to stay away from some guys, namely Bickford, Gratterall, Knievel, Vesia. But other guys are going to go out there and play catch, and we'll see where we're at. But having Nunez on the roster gives a little bit of length, but I think we've got coverage.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question's from Mark Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, and bringing Nunez and Mookie, obviously you had to make some decisions here. With Gavin and Beaty, what do they need to do to, I guess, I know it's a lot of moving parts and stuff, but, down the stretch in October to come back and play a part on this team?
Well, this was a tough day for me personally, and obviously for those two players. Matt has been very good for us for the last few years, and big hits. I've leaned on him numerous times, regular season, postseason, and it's a roster crunch. It's nothing about his performance, and there's no messaging as far as working on this or that. He's done everything I've asked of him. So it's just more of a player that has options, get to taking at bats every day, and hopefully we can get him back at some point. But very difficult because he's a major league player. With Gavin, it's more of, again, a player that has options and a player that we obviously value short-term, long-term, giving him the opportunity to go play. And this time where our roster's at right now, he's not an everyday player, but obviously that's kind of the light we see him at some point. So to get one at bat in 5 days, it just makes sense for him to go down, get at bats. He's working on some things mechanically. He's in a good place, and then see where that takes him. But again, it was some difficult conversations, but the bar is pretty high with this ball club.
Will they both be with OKC?
Yeah, they'll both be with OKC.
And where positionally, where will they play? What do you guys want to play?
Yeah, I think with Matt, it's left field, some right field, some first base, and I think with Gavin, we know he can play the middle of the diamond, and so it's more of third base, taking down some right field, and taking some balls to second base.
And then today, both times you've had Trey Turner and Mookie in the lineup. You've had Mookie batting third and Trey batting leadoff. Is that how you foresee this moving forward?
I think so. In talking to both guys, they can they're interchangeable. But I think that with Trey at the top, Mookie, being consistent in the three, I think it just adds a length and the speed dynamic with Trey at the top. I think just allows us to create some more things.
And then with Mookie back, you have him in right field, Cody in center today against a right-hander, Pollock, and obviously you have Chris Taylor. How do you envision that sort of group?
Yeah, just kind of, I think it's four guys for three spots and keep moving around. Mookie's going to need some days off. They're all going to need days off. So I think that I got some good choices. And I think coming off last night, it was an easy one to give CT today with Mookie in there. And Cody's going to get some days off too. So we'll make it work.
Thank you, Dave.
Next question is from Fabian Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, sort of on that, do you expect Chris to be the guy who sort of is the guy bouncing around, giving guys days off, or will it be a collection of guys who will be bouncing
Collection of guys. Cody will probably be down tomorrow. And so those other three guys will play, and then I'll revisit Saturday on Saturday.
Is the plan still sort of going to be like 3 on and the day off for Mookie as he's coming back now?
I don't want to kind of put him in a box yet. We'll just kind of see on how he feels, and I'll adjust accordingly to how his body's feeling.
And I guess I know you kind of already touched upon this, but with Beaty and Lux both, I mean, with where they are in their careers, how difficult has it been just having to be basically bench guys? I think Beaty had like just 9 starts in 31 games since the All-Star break.
Well, we have a lot of good players, and Matt understands and is very good at his role. This was just a roster crunch, so he understands it. He's done a very good job at the role. And with Gavin, he's just got to play. And I think that where we're at with the roster, there's a role for him on our roster as a bench guy who can be versatile. But right now, we just don't have that spot. We need that extra pitching coming off that game last night.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Dave, Mookie made it pretty clear last year that he prefers batting leadoff. Did you have to sell him on this at all?
No, I didn't. It was a conversation that we had, and we also didn't have Trey Turner. So with where Mookie's body's been, expecting him to be as dynamic as he was, stealing bases and things like that as last year, I think Trey's a pretty good option to have at the top end, and Mookie understands that. No sell job.
And with Gavin Lux, this has really been a journey from being a top prospect with high expectation to a bench guy who can't even get an at bat until the 16th inning of a game. What do you say about that journey, or how do you see that?
We still obviously value the heck out of Gavin. It's his journey. It might not be as way he or we envision it, but again, this is where we're at. As far as kind of the at bats on the bench, he's an infielder. So for me to deploy an infielder, that's just game management. So that's kind of a byproduct of that. Guys are playing well. We're in a situation where we need to win ball games, and I don't hit for guys very much because guys have earned that right to hit against left and right. So that's kind of been that. So just as far as roster crunch, options, availability, as far as options, get him to go play, get him back. But nothing's changed as far as what we think of Gavin, the person or the player. I mean, he is uber talented.
This year hasn't changed the perception of what his ceiling might be?
No, I don't think it's changed that. I don't think that he's performed the way that he would have liked, certainly. I mean, I think that if you're talking about a runway, he's had a good runway, and I think that I'm sure he's disappointed with the way it's gone out. And, we make a trade and we've got to win baseball games, and he understands that. So my messaging, we had a great conversation, was to go out there and control what you can control, get better, play well, and get back and help us win a championship.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Last one's from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead, Rowan.
Hey, Dave, I know you mentioned rest days for guys, especially after yesterday. I just wanted to check that's all it was with Muncy today.
Yeah, he just got little tight back, very benign. He'll be in there tomorrow. Long game, so to get him down, obviously, with that game with the catcher, get Austin in there tonight, and then with CT just kind of been running around and get him off his feet. So that was kind of the driver and all those guys.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.